Well, good evening to one and all, or maybe it's about to be midnight in a lot of the countries. But I am very much privileged to come back and welcome you all to the second season of Sports Redefined, the signature show of Sportanic. And today we feature one of our special guests, Mr. Nawab Hassan Hussein. So, how are you, sir, first of all?
I'm very good, Huzaifa ji. I hope you're well. Thank you so much for having me on. Really enjoyed watching all the shows. Feel very privileged to be here.
Well, that's really an honor for us to get such kind of remarks for your side, and I'm good as well. So, we, Sportanic, have been hosting these shows from the past season, and we got to go to bit our spice and cricket, football, and hockey, all that stuff we do like to cover. But today is kind of something special as we embark our journey to the second season. We are here to talk about the very basic, or maybe the start of what you can say the start of cricket, the basics of cricket, as the title suggests to all of you, that we are talking about the development of cricket in the rural region of maybe Pakistan, and we might talk about what the rest of the world has to offer for that. And for that reason, we couldn't find anyone better than you to talk about and let us go through that journey, because you have very special connection with Southern Punjab cricket, and also with Multan Sultans, as you have been working with their digital assets and also worked with Southern Punjab. So first of all, sir, let me just ask you, how is that connection developed between you and the south of Pakistan? So let's just talk about that and just then move on to the cricket.
Uh, Huzaifa ji, I think it really. I mean, I'm originally from Multan. My family is from Multan,
Great.
so I guess the connection is it's in my blood. My family has been involved in cricket for a very long time in different capacities. My family also, my late uncle, my father's elder brother, was a former first class cricketer. Then, if you want to go into slightly more serious connections to cricket, my grandmother's Mamu, her mother's brother, captained
Mhm.
India in Test cricket, the Nawab of
Oh
Patodi. Her
wow,
cousin captained India in Test
wow.
cricket, the Nawab of Patodi Junior. So cricket
Mm.
has been a part of my life ever since I can remember. And Southern Punjab, obviously, is where I'm from. And then one of the main reasons for me coming into cricket in Southern Punjab, a very huge, if not the entire credit for this, goes to Ali Khan Tareen. Ali and
Mhm.
myself, our families go back a very long time, and Ali is someone who's always wanted people from Southern Punjab who have a passion for cricket to be involved in the cricket. Because at the end of the day, our aim is to promote cricket in Southern Punjab, bring it up to level with the rest of the country, which unfortunately it wasn't for a very long time, and give an opportunity. Because when we talk about the best cricketers from Southern Punjab, we talk about Inzamam ul Haq. Yet very
Yeah,
few people know that Inzi Bhai or even Imam, who was born in Multan, they played most of their cricket
yeah,
in Lahore. So it's very unfair to give them, if they didn't have those opportunities in Lahore, they didn't have the opportunities in Karachi, you would see them. We need to create the opportunities in Southern Punjab. So
yeah.
that was the focus behind it. The connection goes back hundreds, if not thousands of years. In Meri Mitti hai, it's where I'm from. And the opportunity to serve it was a great privilege. And I hope to keep serving it in whatever capacity. With Multan Sultans also, again, it started with Ali, and then after even he left, it continued because Sayyid Haider Azhar, who is the COO
Yeah.
and team manager of Multan, he is someone who's been very kind to me always. He's someone I have a wonderful relationship with. I'm probably the most annoying person he knows because every game when I'm not part of the team, I'm messaging him, I'm calling him. So I think he decided to save himself a lot of trouble of having to go through my messages and things by bringing me back to the team. And then again, it goes to Alamgir Khan Tareen Saab, the owner. They just want to. It's a wonderful team environment, Multan Sultans. It's a family environment, and I think for me it's a little bit more special because I'm from the region, I'm from the city, and it's just wonderful to be involved in these capacities. And the aim, Josefa, is just to try and bring it up to scratch with the rest of the country and use modern methods to bring it up to where it should be. We are seeing around the world great opportunities to learn and improve your cricket. And as you and I both know, cricket is everything for Pakistanis.
Yeah, definitely. It's in the blood. It runs like in the blood. So, uh, well, I have been like awestruck listening out to your credentials and all that stuff. It's kind of a fan moment for me to talk to you actually. So, okay, you just told the hundreds of years, maybe the thousands of years of legacy that you carry, and telling that one of your relatives used to captain India in the Test match,
Two of them.
and
Two of them.
yeah. So, well, sir, it looks like you just told that we need to bring it up from the scratch, and what I felt, being from that region of Pakistan as well, being from the same city as you are, and but I have felt one thing is, uh, first there was departmental cricket. All we know that the departments used to live it, and obviously they used to pay salaries. They used to keep their separate sports arena or maybe sports complex as well. But coming to this setup, like six teams playing out, but starting from 2018 or 19 maybe, this thing, what I wanted to ask actually, Ali Kharan Tareen has been working in Lodra, in Khanewal. We have seen him going to the grounds, taking those trials, and bringing up the children to take them to the cricket field. But the fact is, what is lacking behind, why the Southern Punjab cricket, despite being into this whole setup and from 8 to 9 years, why they haven't been able to like uh, come up to the top? We have seen they have won kind of like under 19 tournaments or maybe the second 11s, but not in the first division or maybe the Qaid Azam trophy. So what, where do we lack in that case?
I think Huzaifa, look, we have to also be honest. When you look at a place that has a legacy of having infrastructure for a very long time, I think more than the fact that we weren't able to be successful, I don't think any one of us could have realized how good Khyber Pakhtunkhwa was going to be. Khyber
Yeah.
Pakhtunkhwa won pretty much everything. Again, also not a region that was always blessed in terms of infrastructure, but the sheer talent coming through there was a big reason. I
Yeah.
think more than the fact that we weren't able to be successful, the surprise should be that places like Central Punjab were not able to be successful, or Northerns were not able to
Yeah.
be successful,
Despite
despite
having
having
big names.
big names, far better infrastructure. So our focus, if I'll be very honest with you, was not necessarily we wanted to win, but that was not the be all and end all. For us, the
Mm.
focus was improving and creating young players, bringing them through the system, bringing a
Mhm.
system which gave those young players. Today, I look with great pride at players like Arafat Minhas. I
Yeah.
look at with great
Mhm.
pride at players like Mohammad Shahzad. I look at the PJL and look at players like Abu Bakr, and I look at Daniel. These are all young players that have come through this
Yeah.
system. And then I look at someone, even though he may not be from the region, but the fact that we were able to bring and give opportunities to Agha Salman to see his success is wonderful today.
Yeah.
Is very important for us to see the fact that Azam Khan played his most complete first class season as a wicketkeeper batsman was for Southern Punjab. So
Hmm.
I think all
Yeah.
of these things come into it. Our focus was and always was, till as long as the system was around, on developing players. That's Ali's focus with Tareen Academy at Lodra. It's all
Yeah.
about giving opportunities. Today, if you go back 50 years, Lodra had
Yeah.
not produced any first class cricketers. In the last
Yeah.
10 years, they have
Even
produced
no
four.
infrastructure was there. Nothing. Nothing. But it was just a strip
But
of
that has come
football
about
was there.
because of the interest and the efforts of one person determined to give opportunities. So I think our focus was always, and of course, as well as, and Ali will be the first person to tell you, as well as Ali's role, there are two very other important people in this. One was our chairman, Muhammad Anis Khwaja, who is
Hmm.
the head of one of the biggest uh, corporate entities in Pakistan, Mahmood Group. He is someone who was very heavily involved in the promotion of cricket, very hands on with it. And then we were very, very lucky. We were the only organization that had a CEO in Dr. Abdul
Hmm.
Sabur, who himself
Yeah.
is a former first class cricketer and himself from
Yeah.
Lodra. So I think the focus was to bring the right people, bring work to the kids. Before Huzaifa, when the system was changed,
Yeah.
just before the system was changed, we had worked on a number of things. One of the things that was very close to my heart was that I had gotten in touch through friends with sponsors in the UK who
Hmm.
brought about equipment for girls cricket in Pakistan. And they were
Yeah.
determined to. Now, I still have from these very wonderful corporate entities overseas in
Hmm.
the UK and the UAE pledges for money to support women's cricket and girls cricket in southern Punjab. But without an
That will be a
SPCA,
great, yeah, huge
I
step
have
actually.
to be very careful how that has to be used. So the interest, our job was to create the opportunities for the players, for the young kids. And when we get down to it, I'll list the achievements to you, and there's hundreds of them. Literally,
Yeah,
I'll only
definitely.
probably tell you 9 or 10. But I think when it comes to the bigger question, why did we not win tournaments? We wanted to. We came very close once or twice, but our focus always was on the development of cricket. We were looking at
Yeah.
a long-term plan, maybe 9 or 10 years, where all the kids coming through our system would go on and play for us.
Well, yes, that is a very brief answer, and I hope the fans will enjoy having been to that area. So we have seen, as you told, we have seen very less cricketers, but we have seen those who have marked it in international cricket as well. For example, the players like Bakar Yunus, being from Bihari himself, players like Shabir Ahmed, he couldn't play long, but he was one of the speedsters for Pakistan. He played very players like Rauf Khan and no doubt he was a good player as well. But we have also seen, well, I must commend the fact that Southern Punjab, when the system changed, Southern Punjab was one of the most professional team to go into the tournaments, having proper playing kits. That are kind of minor things, but yeah, that is what when you go into a big tournament, you see and you judge as a fan. So what I was like looking at, they were with proper sponsorships and all that stuff, and that was definitely because of your hard work and the team you had at your back. And not only that, as you already told, that 9 to 10 years, that is what is the basic need. You have to breed, you have to grow a few players. This batch will end, and definitely you see, okay, we have these 5 or 6 years left. We need to bring up some new players, some new stars, some new bring stars. So that is kind of a very deep analysis. But there is a fan environment, or what you can say. Coming to the fact, uh, the infrastructure we talked about, you talked about, like in Lodra, the Tareen Academy got established. In Multan, we do have 2 to 3 good academies, maybe Zawari Cricket Academy, one of the famous ones, and also the
Yes.
Multan Cricket Stadium now it gives the space to the players to play there. So how does this whole impact, the Tareen Academy impact, fell on to the people in Multan, the city Multan, and how
And,
do they
and
think? I felt that Lodra was going way better in kind of infrastructure which they provided in Treen Academy than in Multan. So do they have players coming from Multan to Lodra to train there and all that stuff?
yes, you have players coming, Huzaifa, from all over Pakistan, not just from
Yeah.
Multan. You have players coming from all over Pakistan coming to train there, fast bowling camps, batting camps, camps with jaunty roads, for fielding camps with
Yeah.
international coaches. That's always open. But look, you have to, for in Multan, the plan was we now have the ground up sports academy, which focus on
Yeah.
kids, and we had already started work on improving the facilities within and using the facilities. We're very lucky in Multan Stadium that the academy, the Inzamamul Haq High Performance Center, is run by Wasim Haider, who's a World Cup winner and former Pakistan player,
Yeah. Yeah.
and he
Yeah.
is someone who identifies talent very well. He in his last 3 spells has produced 5 international cricketers, for
Great.
Pakistan. And we were also seeing players coming through, even if they weren't from the region. But I mean, as well as people like Suhaib Maqsood, who is a star, is Multan born and raised from Multan, coming through, playing for Multan Sultans, playing for Pakistan. But even Tayyib Tahir got his start with us. You see Agha Salman, you see more and more young players coming through. Infrastructure wise, one of the most important things for anyone, Huzaifa, is investment. Where there is
Yeah.
investment, and now that means engaging sponsors, that means engaging people who can make a difference, and then letting them know that their money will be put to good use in creating
Mhm.
that situation. I feel the fact that we have people from overseas interested in investing with us, even now, even today, I get
Yeah.
messages and calls saying, you just tell us where and when, and we will come and invest because we believe in the vision of what was the Southern Punjab Cricket Association. So I think we've done something right there. If I
Yeah,
look at the
definitely.
things we
It
did,
looks like it.
whether
It
we
seems,
whether we
to get
started,
that.
you know, school cricket, we were the first region to start girls cricket. We made our girls team. We played a match against Sindh. Our match was televised. We had a program run by our chairman directly, which is called the 100 program, which gives scholarship not just for cricket, but also for
Yeah,
life
I was
skills to
coming to that
players
point as
from.
well. Yeah. The scholarship
Yes.
point. Yeah.
And then I would also want to, something very close to my heart was the revival of club cricket. Now,
Mhm.
we became the first region in the history of Pakistan to have a regional champion. If normally in club cricket you have a city-based champion, and that's where it finishes. But we played over 1,000 games. Our last two semi-finals and final were all played in Multan Stadium. In the
Yeah.
final match, we had a team called, Gymkhana Cricket Club from Muzaffargarh, and they beat
Mm.
the star-studded Crescent Cricket Club of Multan, which had Sohaib
Oh,
Maqsood playing for them. So for that, and that tournament was named after my late uncle Nawab Ashik Hussain Qureshi, because that was something he believed in. So we brought these things back. Now, I had a lot of people saying, well, in 3 or 4 years, Huzaifa, you will not see the results. If you
yeah,
pick a
definitely.
12-year-old boy or girl today and start grooming them for domestic or international cricket, they need a time of 10 years. They need support of 10 years. They need coaching, training, help for 10 years. Expectations from people were that obviously in this way we were behind more established places like like Central Punjab, like Sindh, and we were, even I would say, with the greatest respect to Balochistan, most of their
Mm.
players were not from Balochistan. It would have been very easy for us. We had 4 or 5 players who weren't from there, but we also
Mm.
promoted a lot of our own. I mean, I look at Arafat as a shining example of someone who came through the
Yeah.
system. We had so many kids in the Pakistan Junior League only because we had an identifying program which identified the young players and they came. Huzaifa, one of the most important things was by playing the Pakistan Junior League, by playing in these leagues, these boys were able to earn money. They were
Yeah.
able to
That is
contribute to their
what
family,
everybody looks.
become
Everybody.
professionals.
Yeah.
So I think these things were important. Our focus was allowing these boys and these girls to have a system where they're able to come through and they feel confident in themselves. They were able to make money. Some of them came from the kind of poverty. One of our fast bowlers came from a poverty level of poverty where his father was a daily wage worker who only made
Mm.
300 rupees a day. For that boy to be able to buy cricket equipment and play in Multan Stadium was something he couldn't have thought of previously. I'm
Yeah.
all in support of departmental cricket having and supporting players, but I think we need a system where departmental and regional cricket coexist rather than
Coexist. Yeah.
just one.
That is what's required. But you just talked about the Pakistan Junior League, and that is something that broke out on the scene, and the world was looking at it because none in the world was actually playing such kind of leagues and doing that stuff, and that was commendable, definitely. But coming into the next frame, the change of the chairman and all that stuff, they have been saying that the PGL will not continue. So how do you think that it's like? Uh, you just show them the dream and just shatter that all that stuff. So it's kind of very harsh on the kids, those who are playing like 14 years old, 15 years old, and 16 years old. So what is your message being a senior pro to those people who are involved in making this? Because the Pakistan Cricket Board is definitely a profitable entity, and why not just to spend a little money on these kind of kids and make a future star out of them?
I think one of the things you can do, don't continue the PJL, but continue with an alternative for it. Bring
Yeah,
something else which gives players the opportunity to play at that level. Don't bring international players. Don't bring
yeah,
international
that
coaches.
can be happen.
But
Yeah.
if that saves you money, don't do it. But make sure your local players are playing. Six
Hmm.
teams that you're looking at about 90 local kids. You're looking at give them the opportunity to work with your best domestic coaches. I can only imagine. I was lucky to be there in PJL also to play a small part in it from the outside, to watch those kids talking to Shahid Afridi, to watch those kids talking to Imran Tahir, to watch those kids talking to the different coaches. I was in the room when all the kids were listening to Vivian Richards. There is no bigger personality in the history of cricket than
Yeah,
Sir Vivian
definitely.
Richards.
Viv
What those
Richards. Yeah.
boys took back from those days. So I think it's
Hmm.
important that you have an alternative. You bring something else that gives them a similar opportunity. Don't do the same thing, but do something similar, which allows these young boys to play cricket at the highest level and understand what is expected of them going forward to interact with your, future players and stars. And I think that's what we need to do.
That's what we need to do. And so we just discussed just recently we discussed about KPK being one of the remote regions as well, but they gave us like, but are even the 10 out of, or maybe 11 out of, 7 players are there from KPK. Most of them are playing from the national side, are from the KPK region. And do you think that the impacts that there is an impact of this 200 grounds that made those players to go to the grounds. And in case of southern Punjab, uh, we have fields, even if we go through the highways or maybe we go through the fields and all the stuff, we normally see in the roadsides players being playing. And sometimes you just stop. Even myself driving the car, I usually used to stop and look at those people playing 4 to 5 over game, and they seem very professional. They have good bat swing as considered of bat, and good bowling techniques as well. So these players, those playing on the fields, they don't have the maybe the idea, or maybe those kind of, we should know about it. But what can we do for them to give them the message? They are sometimes not maybe illiterate or maybe that stuff. Same kind for
I,
the
I think
KPs as well.
I think, Huzaifa, one of the most important things we can do is have a pathway, a clearly defined pathway. I think
Yeah,
it's important, as well as facilities. Yes, you have incredible talent wherever you look, but it's important to hone that talent. So we need more academies, we need more coaching centers, we need scouts. And again, too often in Pakistan, this is happening on a voluntary basis. This is
mhm.
happening on people taking time out of their day, taking time out to coach children, taking time out to scout children. No, it should be professional. It should be professionals going and doing it, so they're answerable to somebody. And the players should be brought into a professional system where they are told, right, you have the talent and the ability, come for trials. I like
Mhm.
what I saw with you. They came. You saw it the same with one of the most incredible things in the world of cricket today is the Lahore Qalandars PDP program. Finding
Yeah,
Haris Rauf, finding Zaman Khan, now finding Tahir Beg. They find these players. Why? Because they create opportunities for them. So looking at
yeah,
that model, I would love to hand over all of this to Lahore Qalandars. You can go to them and give them opportunities, make a partnership with them, because they know how to
they know
bring
how to
young
do that.
players
Yeah,
through the system.
yeah.
They bring them in, they groom them, they prepare them. We need to have the same thing. We need to do the same thing where these players are given this opportunity. So whether you see them playing on the fields in Khyber Pakhtunkhwa at the moment, even though I'm not an expert on the region, what we're seeing incredible talent just making its way through. But a lot of people won't even know that even someone like Ihsanullah, who was the standout
Yeah,
player of the PSL, even he had to come to Lahore to play club cricket to make it. He had to make a
yeah,
very big sacrifice, be away from his
definitely.
family, because he comes from a remote part of Swat where they don't have that many facilities also. So create more facilities, create better pathway, create more coaching structures, and create more coaching workshops, so you train better coaches, so that the player coming through to you is closer to the final product than you would want him to be.
Well, as you just mentioned about the coaching workshops, there is a just little question from that is from my side, is that you know people look at this sense that a better player, maybe recently Andrew Putic got assigned the duty of Pakistan batting coach, and he has no international record, and people were like, how can he be the coach, or he has no records, and thus kindly clarify to the fans that a better player cannot be a better coach, or maybe a better coach cannot be a better player as well. So that is what is required, to be
I
patient.
I agree with you. I think coaching now for cricket is a lot about A, having the relevant qualifications. B, it's about
Yeah,
having experience. I think judging Andrew Patik before he's even had 2 minutes to work with the Pakistan team is very unfair. Give him time. If he was or wasn't a great player, it's irrelevant. He may go on to be a very good coach. What he
yeah,
needs is the players to embrace his ideas. What he needs is for him to bring something to the table that the players agree with. And there is nothing we have seen so far to say that it won't happen. Our players might learn a lot of things from him. Just because someone didn't play international cricket doesn't mean they weren't a good cricketer. This is someone with a very long background of domestic cricket in South Africa, a place where
mhm,
we have seen that, probably for me, in terms of talent, produces the best talent when we look at teams in the SENA region, and especially England. Kebad, if there's
yeah,
anyone doing really well, it's South Africa.
South
One can
Africa,
argue
definitely.
England is doing really well because a lot of their players come from South Africa. It's the same with New Zealand now. So I think,
Uh,
one of the things it's important to have, give Andrew Patik a chance. Don't judge him too soon. Give him time to work with this Pakistan team and talk about him when he's had time to implement his ideas. 5, 6, 7 series, 1, 2 years. Judge him then. Judging him now, before he's even picked up a bat, he would have had what, 3 sessions? Two
yeah,
sessions? So let's not be quick to jump to those conclusions. He may go on to be one of the most important coaches in terms of what Pakistan. We've already seen what Mickey Arthur could do with Pakistan.
Yeah,
If Mickey Arthur trusts him, I would trust Mickey Arthur.
yeah, that's really a great answer. Well, I would like you to put on some helmet and some put your shoes into the players. Okay, so
Yeah,
that is
sure.
what I actually
Let's
wanted to
let's
ask you
let's
as a.
go.
Okay, so I just wanted to ask you as a player, if you are a player and you are playing for Pakistan, and what would you prefer, a foreign coach or a local coach? How does this environment impact the player itself?
I think I would not be worried about their nationality, Huzaifa. I would be only interested in what they can. There is an opportunity to communicate better with a local coach, but there's
Yeah,
no guarantee that better communication. International cricketers get their messages across. Let's not forget that our boys play at the highest level against the best players in the world. They play in the world's biggest leagues. It doesn't really matter whether the coach at the other end is speaking English or Urdu or Punjabi or Pashto. They will
yeah,
understand what they need to understand. Secondly, I think what players want, what players see, from my understanding, what I've seen, they want somebody who gives them respect. They want somebody who gives them trust and belief.
mm,
Our players for too long have been living and playing in a system where even the smallest of failures is, I mean, I couldn't believe my eyes today when as soon as Babar got out during the innings, there were people on social media ridiculing him. And I was just thinking to myself that the pressure that he lives under, the best batsman in the world across
yeah,
formats, and people are worried that he got out to one ball. I mean, if a batsman is going to get 100 every single time, then he would be not just any player, he would be an immortal kind of player. So I think
yeah,
players want someone who gives them respect, who gives them understanding, who gives them a lot of support. If that's a domestic coach, a local coach, or an international coach, either is fine with them. And I think at this level, senior players already know a lot about their games. It's about what
definitely.
you can bring to their mindset, how you can help them learn. Let's be honest, Ozafa, there's not a lot any coach can teach Babar Azam about batting, but there's a lot
Yes,
they can help Babar
yes,
Azam with. They can
yeah,
help Babar with certain scenarios, they can help him with certain situations. And if Babar feels the person at the other end is someone who is bringing in the right level of expertise, respect, and support, then they're going to be very, very happy about it.
yeah. But we definitely the coaches need to just give the self belief. As in student life, we also see that as a student, we just need teachers to give us the pathway, the belief that we
Exactly.
can do it.
Exactly.
They're not the ones who will teach us, who will get us. They will feed us. They will never do that. They'll just tell us you can do this, and that is it. But there's one curious case in Pakistan cricket. I used to like him a lot. I even like him a lot these days as well. Heather Ali, he was one of the prolific stars breaking out of the under 19, and certainly he is nowhere of what he was in the under 19s. And what are the basic reasons? He has worked with Hashim Amla, he has worked with Muhammad Yusuf, he has worked with Inzamam ul Haq, with every big coach he could get. And now he's under Mickey Arthur in Derbyshire. So how do you think this can impact? Because Mickey Arthur was the one who ruled Babar Azam as one of the best batsmen in the world as
I think. Look, Heather's talent is undeniable. He's an incredibly talented young player. He's still young. He's gone through a tough time. It happens to players in their career. He's been shunted up and down. He played for Pakistan. There was a lot of pressure on him to play. He had a natural game. Many people felt his natural game was tampered with. He was told not to play his shots. So I think a season of county cricket playing under someone like Mickey Arthur will do Heather a world of good. And after that, he just has to trust his game, believe in himself, and come out there. And whoever is playing him, whether it's Karachi, whether it's Peshawar, whether it's Northerns, has to give him the support to go out there and be the best player that he can be with his own skills, rather than expecting him to become a Babar, or expecting him to become a Rizwan, or expecting him to become anybody else. Heather is Heather. That's who he's going to be. So I think we need to just hopefully, he's still young. There's a lot of talent in him. And I think, again, with any player, I maintained the same with Azam, even though I believe that Azam needs to do more in terms of his fitness. But Azam is a special talent, and Azam you'll only see the best of when you give him a proper run. Same with Haris, same with Saim. All the young players coming through, they need time, they need support, they need guidance, and they need love. And when you do that to them, which is why I'd like to add something that I really am very happy to see. an appointment like Rehanul Haq from Islamabad United
Yes.
with the Pakistan cricket team, because Rehan is someone who understands players, and he will give them a safe environment where they feel very welcome and very valued, and in turn that will help their game. But only
Yes.
if you give Rehan an opportunity to put this there long term. You will not reap the benefits in one tournament or one series or one game. You need it to be long term. Anything that you need, when you plant a tree, you have to give it water and give it time. It could be, as someone who's a farmer, I can tell you, mango trees take 10 years before they
Yes.
start giving fruit. Now, just
Yes.
imagine planting a mango tree and being unhappy that it's not giving you mangoes after 2 years. You have to be patient. The day we can learn to be patient with anything, overall, Pakistan will be much better, but our cricket will improve also.
But well, coming to I was just about to ask you about the Pakistan New Zealand series, but just a little a brief answer on this. Rehanul Haq being an Islamabad United manager and being the manager of Pakistan cricket team, it's a different ball game. Being the Pakistan one, it's you have to tackle a lot of political agendas, you have to tackle a lot of media
Oh, he
pressure.
can. Don't worry.
Yeah, he
He can
can.
he can tackle all of it. He's tough.
Yeah, he can
He's
tackle all of
very
it, but
intelligent. He's very tough, and he is someone who understands this. The best thing is, and again, it's not just Rehan. It's Heather. It's Nabil. It's
yeah,
Hassan Chima. All of these people, all of these professionals, they have made incredible team environments. Why? A, because they're very professional, but B, also because they all have a lot of empathy. You look at their
yeah,
relationships with their players, you look at what the players are willing to do for them. It's because they treat the players like family. It's
mm,
because they give them continuous amount of respect. They give them understanding. They are like brothers, or like family members to these
mm,
players. So, and even in even in PSL, you have to deal with a lot of outside things, and they
mm,
deal with it very, very calmly. They have experience now. Rehan has won
mm.
two PSLs. Hassan Chima has won two PSLs. Nabil has
Yes,
won a PSL and been in finals. Heather has been in three finals in a row. He's won a PSL. These are people, and Heather's teams have not finished outside of the top two in the last 4 years. This is an incredible level of consistency that only comes when the players trust you and you trust the players. That's where it comes from. So I'm very happy, and I hope going forward we also utilize Nabil. We also utilize Hassan Chima, who is incredibly brilliant with his
yeah.
analysis. We utilize
He's the data
Heather,
king of
but
Islamabad.
and even when it comes to data, when it's talked about, but it's about understand data you're passing on to the player. It will take the
Yeah,
player time to understand how to utilize that data. Multan has a very data driven approach. Islamabad has a very data driven approach. But I genuinely believe what makes them and Lahore Qalandars successful is the family atmosphere that they create, is the
yes,
professionalism of the atmosphere, and is the fact that I spent 6 weeks with Multan right now on the road, everywhere from Multan all the way to the final, to that heartbreaking last ball in Lahore, and yet you never saw anything other than a close. It was like being with my family, and that
yes,
comes from Heather, that comes from the owner, that comes from the senior management, that they treat you with a level of
mm,
respect, and they treat you with a level of professionalism. It's tough work, franchise cricket,
yes,
and maintaining that level of an atmosphere where there is a lot of support and where there's a lot of family values, where everybody looks out for each other, I think is a huge achievement. That's why I think you have to give now with Islamabad. Rehan has managed that over 8 seasons, and he's
yes,
got two trophies to show for it. You have to
mm,
give him time with Pakistan. So I think
yes.
again it's the same thing. Even if it's a bigger challenge, but he's up for the challenge. Trust me. Sardar
Okay.
Rehanul Haq does not bow down to challenges.
Well, I need a one-liner from you. Why does Lahore always beats Multan in the final? That's kind of fanboy question because that was itching in myself. I wanted to ask that.
I
Why
think.
does
Look, I think one of the things is you just have to firstly that previous when I go to final of PSL 7. I think when we look at the performance of Hafiz and Visa, you want a one-liner is David Visa. The day he retires, we have a good chance. I can't
the
wait.
Multan?
I'll be throwing him a party when he retires, and I'll make sure they put a statue of him outside the stadium. He's an incredible player, the
No doubt.
best for me, alongside Riley Rousseau, the greatest overseas player in the history of PSL, David Wieser. And I think if we look at this final also, you have to look at Shaheen Shah Afridi and his performance. Uh, I'm very, very proud of this team for both years. Last
Yeah,
year to win 9 games out of 10 in the group stage, and then win a total of 10 games out of 12. A
yeah,
knockout game, anything can happen. Lahore in front of their crowd deserved it. This year, after Shaheen's innings, I don't think anyone saw us bringing it to within 1 run.
yeah,
So and again, keep in mind that we had a lot of bad luck with injuries. Josh Little wasn't there, one of our main bowlers. His replacement, Wayne Parnell, wasn't there.
yeah,
By the time Sheldon Cottrell came in, it was much later. We were missing bowlers. We missed Shahnawaz Dahani for the
yeah,
entire length of the tournament.
yeah,
Ehsanullah stepped up, Abbas stepped up, Osama Mir was an incredible find for us, but it all takes time. So I think why Lahore are a more settled team in terms
mm,
of where they are at the moment, and they deserve both those championships. They are an incredible franchise. They are an incredible team. They have an incredible fan base. I don't think anyone, as much as losing a final hurts, anyone feels bad when you look at how hard Lahore have worked. Because to go from where they were in the first 5 seasons to where they
mm,
are now, they've
yeah,
worked at it. They're reaping the rewards of their approach. And
yeah.
Shaheen Shah Afridi, Rashid Khan, Haris Rauf, Zaman Khan, Rashid Khan, that's a cheat code. Fakhr Zaman, they've built an incredible team. They've built
All
an
in one
incredible team.
is a killer. All in one is a killer in that Lahore case.
Yeah. So to
Well,
make it to within 1 run, Huzaifa, I'm very proud of that team. And I'll tell you, I'm still not over it. I'm still hurt today. I mean, today
me
when
too.
Shaheen hit that shot in the air, I was hoping it goes for 6. And when he got caught, I was like, if only this could have happened in the final. But I'm very proud of this Multan team. And I think this Lahore team, for me, is the best bowling attack in franchise cricket today. Any team, anywhere, bring them on. Nobody's beating this Lahore team.
Yeah, definitely. Well, we are now wrapping up the show, and we will move on to our segments. And the first segment that we have for you is the fans corner. Well, in fan corners, normally we will discuss the questions that we have from our fans. So please bring on the first question. So it's kind of, what are the future plans of Southern Punjab cricket setup in the coming domestic season? So how do you think, sir?
Again, Huzaifa, that's not something we decide. There is no Southern Punjab Cricket Association anymore, obviously. That's the plan that the PCB have at the moment. How it changes, we don't know. What we know is that we will not stop our work. We will keep working in the grassroots level, whether it's, Ali Khan Tareen working with Tareen Academy in Lodra right now. They're playing a Ramzan tournament in Karachi
Mhm.
and doing very, very well. Whether it's the Grounds Up Cricket Academy that, Muhammad Anis Khwaja is running alongside Dr. Abdul Sabur, whether it's the opportunities that I want to bring back to Southern Punjab by working with the sponsors that I have who are interested. So whether we are given an opportunity within a higher level or not, our work will not stop. At the moment, from my understanding, there is no plan to have regional cricket for us. Now, whether anyone branches into departmental cricket, I wouldn't be able to tell you at this moment. It's not something that I know. What I know is that our effort will keep going. When we had Southern Punjab cricket, we were able to do more because we had the platform. Without the platform, we will still keep working to do what we can.
Well, I hope Faizan you got answered. And second, very long question to read. Okay, how do you see the future of this cricket Tareen Cricket Academy? And yeah, already you kind of told that they have been playing, and that won't be stopped. And if you want to add something, you must like.
Tareen Cricket Academy, I think, is an incredible. When I look at it, it's just an incredible endeavor from someone who loves not just cricket but also loves his region. So I'm not surprised to see them doing well because Ali is someone who really cares about not just Lodhra but all of Southern Punjab. You probably won't find a more proud person from Southern Punjab than Ali, and he wants to keep working and producing young players. And if that means taking them to Ramzan tournaments, taking them to tournaments overseas, bringing overseas coaches to them, he will keep. So Tareen Cricket Academy will keep churning out players, and inshallah, very soon, hopefully, international players who play for Pakistan. And look, I think Sharon is brilliant. He's absolutely fantastic. It's been such a pleasure to see him make
Yeah,
his
Shaheen Siraj, yeah.
domestic T20 debut. It was wonderful to see him make his first class debut. I wrote to him before his first class debut, okay, be careful, and he got out for a first ball duck. So clearly he didn't listen to me, but he followed it up with a 50. Special talent, that boy, and he's only going to get better and better. And he works so hard at his game, and he's such a humble boy, such a hardworking boy. And I am confident, inshallah, that within a couple of years he's going to be playing. If he keeps on like this, PSL or somewhere else. Shahrun is a very special young player, and I think he has what it takes to make it at the highest level.
Well, thank you for answering those questions. We are done with our segment. Next up, it's time for you to answer some questions for us. The
Sure.
brain master, please.
Sorry? Ooh, guessing games. I should put my
Yeah.
glasses on.
Okay. So here you go. Please put the picture on the screen.
Ooh, well, that's a tough one. Can you unblur the face? Let's see. Ooh, it's definitely a medium pace bowler. Wow. And it's a Pakistan jersey. Wow, Zephyr, you got me stumped. I can't say that happens to me very often. Is this a former player or a current player? Help me out.
He is a former player and he belongs to Southern Punjab.
Hmm, interesting. Belongs to Southern
He was also
Punjab.
regarded
It's
by Shoaib Akhtar and many other stars that he could have, if he would have played long, he would have been one of the biggest, fast bowlers in Pakistan history. But his career was cut short due to injury, the back injury.
it's not Muhammad Zahid, is it?
No, he isn't.
Oh, oh, it's Shabir. Yes, it
Okay.
is. But I'll tell you why I got confused. I'm so used to seeing Shabir up here. This is the first time I'm seeing him down here. I've met
Okay.
him in real life. He's very tall.
Yeah, he is very.
Wow, that that
He
that
actually
was
belongs
that
to
was a
my
tough
city.
one.
So
Yes, yes, he does. I've not very far from me, and he's someone I met a lot growing up. He's tall. That's why you confused me because I was like, I've never seen him this low.
well, I guess time for some quiz session.
Sure, let's go.
Okay, so which one of the former players scored 8,000 plus runs in Test cricket and 10,000 plus runs in ODIs? It's very simple. It's very easy, I guess.
No, it's not. I'll tell you why. Because there's two Pakistan captains that have a triple century and have 8,800 runs in Test cricket. But I think it's the one days that's cricket for me. It's in Zamam ul Haq.
Yes, he is. So, okay, coming on to the next question, the final question from the session. Okay, who was
Ooh.
appointed as the coach of Pakistan cricket team after the World Cup 2003?
Let's see. Richard Pybus
Kind
was
of
the
a
coach in
horrific
2000.
tournament for us, that one, 2003.
Yeah. Well, it's been a continuation of horrific tournaments. Did Bob Woolmer come in 2003?
Nope.
No. It was not Richard Pybus. Jeff Lawson came after Bob Woolmer. Uh, interesting.
Okay,
Interesting.
let me just make it easy for you. It's a Pakistani star.
Was it Mudassar Nazar?
No.
Javed नहीं आता. Javed bhai was back in 2003 also.
Yeah.
क्या बात है
Yeah.
जावेद भाई. 99,
Javed Bhai was
96,
always there.
2000. Always there. Wow. Did not see that
So,
one. That was a good question.
okay, coming to our final segment, that is the prediction. So now it's the time that you actually wear that helmet. Yeah.
You got a hat
Okay.
also.
Nowadays it's Pakistan versus New Zealand, and we just gifted a hat trick to Matt Henry. And so, how do you rate Pakistan moving into this tournament, and who is winning it?
I think Pakistan will do enough to win the T20 series. That's not because I don't think I think New Zealand have done very well in this first game. I think we are also a little bit, we're still working on kinks. And I personally, if I'm very honest with you, Huzaifa, would have been happy for us to lose this T20 series 5-0, but experiment in every game. I'd love to see Simon Harris open. I would have loved to see Usama Mir there. I'd love to see a match where Shaheen, Zaman, Haris, and Ihsan are all playing. I'd love to see in Islamabad style Shadab Khan coming to bat in at three, and of course, since it annoys people so much, I'm going to say it. I would have loved to see Shan Masood opening in one of the games also. So I think it's very important to have done experimentation because we are looking at the T20 World Cup in the West Indies 2 years from now,
Yeah,
which a year from now, which is also why I was hoping that we had kept Azam Khan, given him a chance. For me, honestly, while I think we will win the T20 series, it's not as important. The one day series is important for me, very important for me. And the
yeah.
one day series is where we have to be absolutely clear with our final 11 that we would like to see, fitness and form permitting, in the World Cup. And I think Pakistan has to target a clean sweep in the one days. I'm okay
Yeah, that
with the
is. Yeah.
T20s. Yeah. I think we
If they
have to
want to
target a clean
go,
sweep.
yeah, if they want to go into the World Cup with that, that free space of mind, they just need to make a
Yes.
final 15 and make the final 11 to just
Yeah.
play with that.
So I would like to see no experimentation in the one days. I would like to see a very set, defined batting order, a very defined. I mean, you always have to have flexibility in any form
Yeah,
of cricket, but I'd like to see our bowling lineup be very clear. I would love it. I would really love it if we are brave and, considering the conditions we will have in India, go into at least one ODI game with Shadab, Usama, and Nawaz. You will
well,
see a
are
lot of
we going to
spin.
India? Are we going to India? Yes or no?
If we go to India,
Yeah,
or even if, I mean, if you look at the backup options that are being suggested, like UAE and uh,
Sri Lanka, Bangladesh. Yeah,
Bangladesh, even their spin is very important. So I'd like us to focus on spin for the World Cup. So yeah, the
well,
T20 series, my prediction is maybe, if today it's not looking too good, 4-1 Pakistan. But for the one day series, 5-0 Pakistan. We have to. I don't think we can accept anything less for the one day series.
well, thank you so much, sir. It was really a pleasure for me to host you at our inaugural show of the second season, and definitely looking forward to meet you in Multan very soon because I'll be there in like a month or so, and that will be it will be a dream come true to meet someone who has a great legacy, because I have met with Inzamam ul Haq, I have met with Ihtaram ul Haq, his elder brother, and also Ramiz Raja there in Multan. So yeah, I will tick the box. I would like to meet you as well. So thank you so much, sir,
You,
for being here and giving your precious time to us, and looking forward to host you again at this very same show. Thank you so much for watching,
Huzaifa,
and
thank thank you so much. It's an incredible honor and a privilege to be here with you. I really like what you guys are doing. Your shows are so good because you bring on the right kind of people and ask the right kind of questions. Very important, as you and I both know, the way things are in Pakistan's, social media and other uh, our digital spheres, is very important to do this. So thank you for having me. Thank you for giving me the opportunity to talk about it. It would be my pleasure to meet you in Multan. I will 100% let you know. If you're there, come on over. It's always good to come home, and we need people like yourselves to be more involved also for the promotion of cricket.
yeah,
And
definitely.
please, Inzi Bhai is here, Ramiz Bhai is here. My level is not there. It's just that the focus and the hope is that, inshallah, for Southern Punjab and for Pakistan, we can find a way to keep working and trying to make a way to just to provide the opportunities to the young boys and girls of Southern Punjab. Thank you so
Thank
much.
you so much. Thank you so much for watching, everyone. Until next time, take care and goodbye.